بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد معجل. We continue with the questions from this book, the questions to Sheikh Qomi. The question number 7 that they asked me at Conrad Lawrence University is what kind of dances are performed? What kind of dances Muslims exactly have? Well, that question is because in many cultures and religions, a part of religious sermons includes dances, movements, along with music. Not in all religions, but in some religions, especially in tribal or Bedouin religions, dances were a form of worship to the gods, to the deities, and even today, they continue to be a part of religious sermons to please the deities or are for entertainment. So we have different types of dances. I don't know, classical dances, modern dances, etc. And many times the dances are accompanied by music that contains harmony with this dance. But let's see. What does Islam say about dances? First of all, we know that in Islam there is no form of dances or movements that are like dancing to please God. No, we don't have that. In Islam, there is no type of dances or any type of dancing within sermons or religious ceremonies. So that's part of it. Secondly, the music that encourages movement, dancing to this music, because it provokes people. For example, you listen to it and start to move. So this music is haram. It is prohibited, according to all scholars. And the dances that are done along with this music are also prohibited. There are many types of dances that are provocative. A woman, half naked, dancing, and that is 100% prohibited in Islam. Why? First, because it contains lewd gazes. When a woman is semi-naked, like in Aladdin, with Jasmine, who is supposedly doing Arabic dance, I don't know, all of that is prohibited. So you would say we have heard of Arabic dances, even let me say, in a place where a group of brothers who had embraced Islam, or rather sisters, once informed me, we have these activities, and among the activities they assumed was an Islamic religious activity, Arab culture. They said we have included Arabic dance. Arabic dance is indeed one of those that is 100% prohibited. So when a woman is half dressed, half naked, already showing her belly button, part of her breasts, legs, and starts to dance, it is a form of provocative dances that were done for kings and that remained among the Arab godfathers. And then the Arabs, wherever they have gone, not all, but some who are not religious, have carried this on, and even today they have this type of dance, and all of those are prohibited. They are not Islamic and are against Islam because they are sins. They are prohibited. So we must take into account and not make the mistake of complicating the matter, because many times many people confuse the topic of dance or the topic of Arab culture with Islam. Well, in Arab culture there are many things foreign to Islam. Among these things is Arabic dance. Not all Muslims are Arabs. There are even Orthodox Christian Arabs, Mizrahi Arabs, Jews. There are people from all backgrounds. Among Arabs, there are many Arabs who are believers. There are many Arabs who are unbelievers. There are Arabs who are hypocrites. just as there are many believers. So, among Arabs, Persians, Turks, each of these races has its own culture. And many times Islam has come to fight against a culture that leads to sin. For example, in many of those cultures, such as Bedouin, African, and even in European culture, there is a very derogatory view of women, and that has nothing to do with religion or anything else. Of course, if a person takes, for example, the Old Testament as the sacred text, in the Old Testament, when it speaks of the creation of woman, it considers her as a second creation, a creation to serve man. Of course, that is the fault of the Old Testament. In Genesis, that view of the creation of woman, of pregnancy, of giving birth, etc., is generally seen. But the most important thing that brothers should keep in mind is to differentiate between Arab culture and Islam. It may be that Arabs commit many sins, but that has nothing to do with Islam. Even Islam, when it speaks of Arab Bedouins, considers them to be among the most hypocritical.
إن الأعراب أشد كفرا ونفاقا.
The Bedouin Arabs are the farthest from Islam. They are the most hypocritical, fallen into hypocrisy and disbelief. And they are very far from fulfilling God's commandments. So a person is not considered a believer because of their race or because of their folklores that are sins. They are not considered a Muslim. It may be that a person has a culture. We can say that women and men will dance together and then have many other sins, which is prohibited in Islam. So in Islam, we do not have dance. But for a person who does not know about Islamic culture and travels to the Islamic world, it may be that on some occasions they see things that they consider as dance. For example, we, in the Shia school, also have some rituals. During the morning ceremony for
Imam Hussein alayhi salam,
where we hit our chests in rhythm, sometimes crying for
Imam Hussein alayhi salam,
which is done on Ashura, during Muharram, among other occasions. Celebrating the morning of Imam Hussein involves certain activities. Among these activities, there is something called Sine Zani. You can look up Mahmoud Karimi, for example. So you will see that people crying for
Imam Hussein
start to move with a rhythm, tapping their chests, small taps. That is not dance, although a Western person who sees it may consider it as dance. We do not consider it dance, but rather a way to express love and also what we can call condolences for the martyrdom of
Imam Hussein alayhi salam
and his companions. That is all on the topic of dance. God bless you.
Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.